Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'll show you how to clean install Windows 11 without using a USB drive. Let's begin. Make sure to back up your important files. A clean install will erase your system partition. First, we have to create a dedicated partition to store the ISO installation files. Open Disk Management on your PC. Simply right-click the Windows icon and select Disk Management. Now in Disk Management, right-click your main drive, which is usually C, and select Shrink Volume. So we want to create a 10 gig partition to store Windows 11 ISO files. So under the amount of space to shrink in MB, simply type in 10/40, which is 10 gig, and click on Shrink. You will now see 10 gig of unallocated space. Simply right-click on it and select New Simple Volume. Click Next. Click Next. Now you can assign a DriveLetter. You can leave the default as is, but for this demo, I will select W for Windows and click on Next. Now give your drive a name under the volume label. I'm going to use Windows 11 installation. And then you can leave the rest as is and click on Next and finish. So we have created a dedicated partition to use in storing the ISO files. So if you go to File Explorer, you will see your partition here. This is mine. Next, we have to download the Windows 11 ISO file. So go to your browser and type Windows 11 ISO download and select the first option, which is the Microsoft website. At the top section, you will see the version you'll be downloading. Here we'll be downloading Windows 11 version 25H2. Now scroll down to the ISO section and click on Select Download and select Windows 11 and confirm. Now select your product language. I will go with English International for this demo and confirm. And then click on 64-bit download to start the download. So the file is more than 7 gig. We will come back when it finishes downloading. The ISO file has finished downloading. Now you need to copy all the ISO contents to the dedicated partition. So first locate your downloaded ISO file. So we go to download. This is our ISO file. Right click on the ISO file and select mount. Click on open. Mounting the ISO file opens it like a virtual DVD drive. Now select all the files in this mounted drive and copy them, and then go to your dedicated partition and paste the files. You can go back and safely eject the mounted ISO drive. Simply right click on it and click on eject. So now we have our main drive C and the dedicated partition containing the installation files. Next, you need to launch the Windows installation from this dedicated partition. But you cannot do this directly. Instead, we will do so via the advanced startup route. So you need to restart your PC into recovery mode. Simply go to Start, click the power button, hold down the Shift key and click on Restart. Make sure to hold down the Shift key when you click on Restart. Now we are in advanced startup. Click on Troubleshoot, then Advanced Options, and then Command Prompt. This is where we will run the setup from. Now you need to navigate to your dedicated partition using the DriveLetter. So type Diskpart, enter, and then type list volume. This will show all the partitions on your PC and their labels. You can simply use the size of your partition to identify your dedicated partition. The size of my dedicated partition is 10 gig, so the DriveLetter is D. Some quick info here. Do note that we are currently in Windows pre-installation environment, WinPE, and not the full Windows environment. In this mini OS environment, two things to note. First, WinPE assigns DriveLetters dynamically based on the order of detection. So even though my DriveLetter is W, here it shows up as D. You have to use what you see here. Second, there is a character limit to the volume label that Diskpart displays. So even though my actual volume label is Windows 11 installation, Diskpart displays it as Windows 11 install. These are normal behavior with respect to WinPE and Diskpart. Okay, let's continue. So you can exit Diskpart. Now type your DriveLetter and column and enter. Now we are inside the dedicated partition. So simply run setup from here, setup.exe, and enter. The Windows 11 setup will now launch. Simply follow the prompt and select your options accordingly. So you select your language settings. I'll keep this as English United Kingdom for both the language and the time and currency format, and click on next. Select your keyboard settings. I would also use United Kingdom. Next. Now you select your setup option. Since we are doing a clean installation, you select the first option, install Windows 11, agree, and then click on next. If you have your product key, you can enter it at this point, or you can choose to enter it later by selecting the I don't have a product key option. I will select that. Now you select your Windows edition. For this demo, we will go with Windows 11 Pro and click on next. And then accept the license terms. In some installations, after accepting the license terms, you are given the option to select your type of installation. I don't have that here. If you do, in order to perform a clean installation, make sure to select the custom install option. So let's continue with what we do have here. Now you need to select the location to install Windows 11. Basically, for a clean installation, you need to delete all the system partitions. So here, we will delete partitions 1, 2, 3, and 5. Take note not to delete the partition containing your Windows installation file. For my case, this is partition 4. So I will select the first partition and delete. Once you have disk O unallocated space, choose your main drive and click on next. So I'll select the main drive and click on next, and then install. The clean installation will now begin. Windows will install directly from the files on the dedicated partition. Your PC will restart several times. Next, you need to configure your out-of-box experience. Select your target country or region. I will keep United Kingdom. Click on yes. Select your desired keyboard layout. I will go with United Kingdom. Yes. I will not be adding a second keyboard layout, so I will skip this. You can choose to name your device now. If you do this, your device will restart. I will skip this for now because of time. So I will click on skip for now. Now you select how you want to use your PC, either for personal use or for work or school. This device is for personal use, but I will select the option to set it up for work or school. That's this option. This is so as to easily bypass the Microsoft account requirements. This option shows for Windows Pro and higher. So if you are installing Windows Home Edition, you may only have the option to set up for personal use. You can then either sign in using a Microsoft account in order to complete the setup, or use a bypass method to bypass that requirement. So for this demo, I will select setup for work or school and click on next. Then click on sign in options and then click on domain join instead. And now you can simply enter the name of the user of the device. Text simplified and click on next. For this demo, I will leave the password field blank in order to save time. Adding password will lead to additional requests for security questions. Please ensure to use password on your device. I'm going to say no to all telemetry data requests. And here is our brand new Windows 11 PC. Now for the final part, you need to decide what to do with the dedicated partition. You can decide to keep it. Simply delete the ISO files inside, and you can store other files here. Alternatively, you can delete the partition itself and add the space back to your main drive. So that's how you perform a clean install of Windows 11 without a USB stick. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe and share the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.